Folks, hello. Welcome to Tavern Chat. I'm your host, Eric Tenkar, your bartender in the OSR, the main proprietor, Tenkar's Tavern blog. We are looking at the AI generated artwork policy updates, which were originally on March 20th, but they were recently updated on July 19th. And why is that important? Because now we also have an AI generated writing policy update over at uh, Drive Through Roll 20. It's one and the same. Okay, so we're going to jump right down to our approach for the art. As a technology based company, we intimately understand that stopping technology is possible. AI generated art is here to challenge with any new technology is finding ways to approach it that empowers communities. We've seen positive outcomes with other tools previously. For example, map generators evolved from a controversial new tech to a popular tool that helps many artists spend less time aligning walls and more time making those walls look awesome. However, we also recognize the incredibly unique and disruptive potential of AI generated art and take those conversations seriously. When debating new tools, we often ask ourselves some values based questions across multiple cohorts. Here are a few anchors we rely on. Does the tool make creating and playing games more or less accessible to more people? Does the tool inject or undermine value to the creator and the customer experience? Does the tool empower or disempower creators and customers? AI generated art performs well on points 1 and 2, especially for GMs and adventure builders looking for additional options to represent themselves and their ideas. However, point 2 reveals serious risk for visual artists. AI art generators have the potential to be immediately disruptive to an artist economy that has little time to adapt and respond. And point 3 also gives us pause. We are bothered by the unresolved questions around the sourcing techniques used by popular AI art generators. Additionally, there's no legal precedent to guide us and no wider industry standard to consider. We are incredibly grateful to all the artists and partners that choose to work with us. Due to our concerns about how they may be affected by this technology, we are amending the Roll 20 and drive-through marketplace policies effective immediately. Now, this is what they're saying. Roll 20 defines AI-generated art as images created through the use of artificial intelligence algorithms and techniques trained on pre-existing data sets. Roll 20 Marketplace will not accept any product that uses AI-generated art. Drive-through marketplaces, including community content programs and supported marketplaces, at this time, drive-through marketplaces do not accept standalone artwork projects that utilize AI-generated art. That means essentially you can't do AI stock art. At this time, drive-through marketplaces require publishers to set their own AI-generated artwork policies on game, rulebook, and adventure products. Any products that utilize AI-generated artwork must be tagged as such. This policy places an indefinite pause on most submissions that contain AI-generated artwork. As for the allowances given, we will be working with publishers to build greater consensus as to the best paths forward. Simply put, there are so many publishers and creator programs with their own external policies and diverse print and PDF needs that this conversation requires greater collaboration efforts. This is not a signal to end that discussion, but a beginning. Okay. Enforcement. Well, that's a tough one, right? Policing artwork is one of the most difficult and time-consuming tasks in this sector. There is no mechanism for determining what is AI-generated versus what is human-made. It can be virtually impossible to determine what is a homage versus what is theft, even among human artists. We've already seen a marked increase in reports since we launched our interim AI policy, and these investigations increasingly consume the working hours of our support personnel, who would normally be assisting creators. Further, many of the reports we see do not meet the high bar of proof we require to feel confident in taking action. As such, we will be updating the reporting methods by which individuals can report plagiarized or misappropriated artwork. Okay. Legacy products containing AI-generated art. There are a small number of publishers on Roll20 and Drive-Thru Marketplace who have already released content containing AI-generated art. Since they published in accordance with our policy at the time and have been clearly labeled their products, we do not wish to disrupt their product line as a result of our changes. Okay. Next steps in the coming weeks. We will reach out to a selection of publishers. All right, well, here's the amendment. July 19th, 2023. While we value innovation starting on July 31st, 2023. Roll20 and Drive-Thru Marketplaces will not accept commercial content primarily written by AI language generators. We acknowledge enforcement challenges. And this is it poorly written or is it written by a computer? I got to tell you, I've included primarily AI generated content in my newsletter just as a freebie. I'm just throwing out short dungeon, magic items, encounter. And I find that in the end, I'm still doing about 50% of the work just to make it comprehensible. It will get better, that's for sure. So we acknowledge enforcement challenges and trust in the goodwill of our partners to offer customers unique works based primarily on human creativity. As with our AI-generated art policy, community content program policies are dictated by the publisher that owned it. So this is something that's not going to end, folks. This is going to become part of our conversation when it comes to creativity for a long, long time. And as these programs, these apps get better, as they get faster, as their knowledge, and I use knowledge in the traditional sense for us, but for them, it's the amount of sources that they are interacting with and getting their data from. Once that increases and increases and increases exponentially, we will get to the point where it will be hard to tell what was generated by a human and what was generated by AI. Is that good or bad? I don't know. I certainly know that I can't do art for shit. And if I could learn how to do AI art that could capture what I want for something that I'm writing or an adventure that I'm putting together, that's great. A lot of times I just look through stock art and see what comes close. But if you move to AI art, then you're not paying the artist anymore. And if you move to AI writing, you're not paying the writer anymore. A lot to think about. All right, folks, on that note, as always, like, subscribe, comment. And at the bottom of the screen, that's the last day. Today's the last day, the 31st of July, in the Christmas and July sale. Tenkar's Dash Tavern.games/drive-thru-RPG, DTRPG. If you spend money using that link, a few coins will go into your Tavern Keeper's coffers to keep this channel going. As always, be safe, be well, God bless, roll those dice, roll them well. I'll be back again tomorrow with another video. I'll see you then. God bless.